Welcome to the Loud Lounge, Loud Lounge, Lounge, Loud Lounge.
Welcome to the Loud Lounge.
Yeah, this is the big bad Mr.
What's
Magic.
happening? Your boy DJ wants to G here.
Yeah, this is your boy DJ C-Pump that's chilling.
And we are chilling at the Loud Lounge.
Welcome to the Loud Lounge of yours truly, Selector Free. And this is a side of the Loud Lounge a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people took us as a TV show or a series that just interviewed artists. I am now knocking on a new door in the next generation of our shows into Bermudian entertainers. And beside me, I have some members of the cast of Hustler's Paradise. Those don't know, this is a urban scene film created by this gentleman beside me, Hafiz. And I also have my good friend, Detective Butterfield. And I also have my good friend, Dres. You know their names, their government names, but today we're going to introduce them as their stage and actor names. So, those that don't know, this is season 2 of Hustler's Paradise.
Yes, season two, backed by popular demand.
Backed by popular demand, I can say from someone that watched it, and me and you had those conversations. I've sent it to my friends in Boston and different pockets. They enjoyed it. Before we talk about season 2, how can those that want to play catch up to now get to season 2 can follow you and see it?
The easiest way, follow me at Hafiz is back. Hafiz _ is with a Z _ back. And go to my IG and click the link in the bio, and then it'll give you everything we've done, where it's located. So, but the shortcut, you can go to YouTube and find season 1. And you can also find the feature film we've done, which was the prequel to season 1, on YouTube as well, called Sincere Love Hella Right. So,
now, getting into this, before we get into your actors, there's a conversation I've wanted to have the producer behind it. You know how people say, what's the backdrop of the storyline? Where did it come from? I just want to tell you that people's asking me, how does he come up with these concepts? Or are these true but factual stories that you're progressively showing in this series?
that's interesting, right? Because I've never heard nobody ask Martin Scorsese that. I've never heard nobody ask Shonda Rhimes that. When she and then what's the lady who wrote Power? I can't think of her name. But they don't ask her, are these real events? But I'll entertain it though.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
In writing class, they teach you to write what you know. Yes. So growing up in Newark,
yes,
I've seen a lot.
Yes.
And
you've been in situations.
I've been in some situations.
Yeah.
Or I know of people who were in some situations, right? So I guess you could say, just like how they tease Nas, right? One of my favorite rappers, they say, oh, he didn't live it, but he wrote about what he saw. I wrote about what I saw. Okay. I mean, and then add my little imagination to it. If it was to happen in Bermuda, this is how it would have happened.
Okay. Now, the thing that I can honestly say I like about your show, a lot of Bermudians have tried to create their shows, but yours has an appeal for the Bermudian audience. You've taken guys out of Bermudian culture that we can say, for instance, Detective Butterfield.
Right.
A lot of people know him for his media aspects as being, as well, we can now say a radio host.
Yeah.
My fellow competition as a TV show host, and also as a battle rapper that has been tested and to represent the audience.
Definitely battle test.
Yes. So we can put him on that. And then we also talk to my good friend, Mr. Dres here, the flashy, the clean dread, with a, we'll say, a dash of street sense.
Ooh, I like a little dash.
And another dash of streets corruption in him. We'll leave it at that.
As far as his character.
His character, But sometimes we can say, your character can portray factual or true to fact events of what have happened in life. Sometimes the back actors have lived it. We'll leave it at that.
Man, I ain't saying nothing.
So speaking on your show, another thing I really appreciate, you've taken local guys that people know on a social status and also built the characters. You really gave in to where you came from. A lot of times you find movies where they get guys that are not from that particular country playing like for the wire, for instance. Idris Elba, those that didn't know, he's British.
Right.
Exactly.
But you got guys from your homeland, your Bermuda area, to portray these actors. So I want to ask you on the production side, when did this concept come in your head, and what was your whole process of creating what we know now called the Hustlers brand, Paradise Movies, and we'll get into the clothing line a little later. 2 acts would have been nice, but slimming me down to an extra large.
No doubt. But you look good on camera. You look good. So it's funny you mentioned the clothing line.
Yeah.
We had the clothing line, how you survive through life every day, Hustle Gear. And that actually gave birth to the series Hustlers Paradise. So my son and I, we were sitting down. My son now, he runs that faction of the brand. He's in charge of the clothing line. So when we sat down, we thought we needed our own platform to market our own, right? So he also does music. King Shakur also does music. So we figured we needed our own platform, and I like to write. So after watching a few web series, I got inspired from watching Money and Violence and Respect Life. And sitting there looking at the writing, and I'm saying to myself, I can do that, right? I can do that. So the same way most Bermudians learn to swim, that's how I learned how to write. Scripts. They just throw you overboard and just tell you go for it, right?
Yeah.
So I just jumped in, wrote the script. And at the time, I was focused on authenticity because I knew it needed to be believable.
Yeah.
Right. So I got people who I truly believe fit the script. And then
Let's pause it right there.
okay.
I'm just going to say 2 guys that you know are your family members. When I mean your cast calling, to this day, if you know the certain individuals you see him walking down the street, it wasn't Hustler's Paradise that put that in your mind.
Right. So hopefully go edit that out. But
Thank goodness I'm my friend.
right. No, so that's part of it. I was looking for authenticity.
Yes.
Right? 'Cause I knew it needed to be believable.
Yes.
In order for the people to feel it, right? And you learn that from writing. So I went on a hunt and was just asking people, "Oh, I'm doing this. You want to be in it?"
Yeah.
And like anything else, a lot of people was like, "You doing what?" Now
That they see the product.
that they see it, right? And the old saying go, people are more inclined to jump on the moving train.
Yeah.
If the train is stationed at the dock, you got all the time in the world to ask all the questions, where it's going,
Yeah.
you sure, how long it's going to take to get there, all of that. But if the train's moving and say, yo, we going to New York, all aboard, you coming? It's moving. You don't have too much time to think about it.
Yeah.
People going to jump on board. They'll figure it out later. So that's what's happening now. You know, the train is moving. And shout out to everybody that believed in it from the start. And as you see, my loyalty to them is I try to keep them with everything I do. Similar to Adam Sandler, you see he has the same actors in every one of his movies. Tyler Perry has the same actors in every one of his movies. Yes. Hustle Entertainment we'll be having the same actors in all of our projects. You know, of course, the doors will be open to new up and coming talent.
So those that are watching the Loud Lounge, be forward to look in season 6 where I might get my cameo. I won't be a corrupt detective though. I prefer to be on the gangster side that I don't have in real life.
Yeah. That's funny because everybody wants that. I want to be in your show, but they got a caveat. But I got to be this.
I'm just laughing at how everybody tries to claim some kind of, yeah, you know, your boy came and asked me if I could be it because, you know, I just have an authenticity about me. And it's just like, okay, yeah. I remember what you said.
Now, talking about that, what I can say from your whole marketing and branding of the show and actually watching the show, for me now getting into the multimedia, the production, radio, DJ side of it, I can appreciate the aesthetics that you do. I've noticed that those that don't notice, you're wearing hustler gear in the show.
Definitely.
If someone drinks a bottle of water, it's so I can shake your hand and say, I like the business perspective.
Appreciate it.
Now, speaking on the first season was very successful, that we are now at this climate of how we're doing our interview on season 2. Before we get to that, Bermuda, stay tuned. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We're going to be back with Hustler's Paradise Part 2, the in-depth interview, here on the Loud Lounge.
Loud Lounge.
We are chilling at the Loud Lounge.